Let's take a look at example 4. An airplane is traveling 600 miles per hour at a bearing of 52 degrees. After flying for 1.5 hours, how far north and how far east has the plane traveled from its point of departure? All right, here we go. Please remember it always starts at the origin. North, south, west, and east. So if you notice, I didn't really have the direction that it went, but after reading the second sentence, now we know. So this is north, 52 degrees towards the east. So that plane started here, and it has been flying at 600 miles per hour. It flew for 1.5 hours, so that means it went 900 miles there. So 600 and then half, yeah, that's 900. So how far north and how far east? So let's analyze what's going on here. We know this angle is 52 degrees. Here's our right angle right here. This represents north. This represents east. And again, you are given an angle here that should be anchored at the origin. So we have opposite, and we have adjacent, and we have the hypotenuse. So again, this is going to be sine and cosine. So cosine of 52 degrees is going to equal north over 900. And then your sine value of 52 degrees is going to represent east over 900. Now remember, you're going to just multiply both sides by 900. So 900 cosine of 52 is going to give you your north. And then 900 sine of 52 is going to give you your east. So just very quickly plugging in these numbers here. That plane traveled 554.095 miles north. And then let's go ahead and figure out what happened when it was a sine value. And it went 709.2021 east. All right. So that's how we work that word problem. Let's flip over to the last one we're going to talk about in our online notes. So here we have a ship, and it is 45 miles east and 30 miles south of port. Again, port is the origin. The captain wants to sail directly back to the port. What bearing should it take? So this is kind of reverse. We are given these straight line distances. We're going to figure out the bearing to get it back home. All right, so a ship is 45 miles east. Remember, east is right here. We'll just go ahead and label these. So this distance, however far it traveled, is 45. And then it was also south of the port. So south of the port, it's going to take it down here somewhere. And remember, that's just 30. So the ship is right here, and it wants to go back to port. And it wants to, of course, do a straight line distance. So we are looking for that measure right there. Let me just separate this so we can see clearly what's going on. Again, your right angle is representing that angle right there. We want to know this distance that they're going back home. We want to know that. So that's the bearing that we want to give the captain to the ship to go back home. We are given adjacent. This is adjacent to the angle we're looking for. And we're also given the opposite. So this amount right here, this distance, that's not really what the question is looking for. It's looking for the bearing. And remember, the bearing is an angle. So I'm not worried about the hypotenuse. If I'm not worried about the hypotenuse, then I don't care about tangent, and I don't care about, I don't care about cosine, and I don't care about sine. What I do care about is absolutely tangent. Because remember, tangent is going to be opposite over adjacent. So remember, the bearing is an angle, so on our calculator, we are going to use the second function. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and type 30 divided by 45, and then we're going to hit second tangent, second enter. I'm sorry, second tangent, second answer. Second tangent, second answer. So that amount is going to be 33.69. Okay, so we know that angle right there is 33.69. So this is an angle of 33.69. But remember, for the bearing, we start on the south or the north line. So if I start on the south line right here and I'm trying to give this ship direction back home, then this angle I'm going to move towards the east. So we are actually looking for this angle right here. This is the bearing, and remember, that is the bearing because we start on this line right here. Now if you notice, the bearing that we need versus the tangent angle that we found, those are complementary to each other. These are complementary. And remember, complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. This is a full 90 degree right here. Part of that degree is taken up by the tangent value that we found. The missing part is going to be the bearing that we give the ship back home because we are starting on this line. So the bearing this captain should take is going to be, we're starting on the south, we're going towards the east. All we're going to do is do 90 minus our answer here. So 90 minus the answer. I already had the answer there. So 90 minus that answer, 90 minus that 33.69, that is going to be the angle of 56.31 that the captain is going to take back home. So south 56.91 degrees east.